Hi everyone, and welcome to this Lula Build web series. So in this web series we are going to be doing a few tutorial videos for first-time Lula Build users where we will introduce you to most of the core functionality of the system. So after working through the series you should feel comfortable using the system and pricing your first project in the system. Okay, so before we get started, just a little bit of background on what is Lula Build. So Lula Build is a web-based cost estimation platform that you can use to develop cost models for construction projects. And Lula Build provides the tooling to use these cost models during both the planning phase and the execution phase of a project. So you can price tenders from first principles, and you can use Lula Build to track your progress and to report on your allowed resource usage and so forth during the execution phase of a project. Okay, so Lula Build can be accessed via any web browser by simply going to www.lulabuild.com, and then you can log in via the login button in the top right corner. Right, so I'm just going to fill in my login details here and click the login button, which will give you access to the system. So once the system opens up, you'll note that the first screen that you're presented with is the so-called My Projects window. And here you can see all of your different workspaces. So in Lula Build, projects are organized into so-called workspaces. And there's two types of workspaces. You've got private workspaces or public workspaces. So by default, when you sign up, you get allocated one public workspace. Please note that all projects created inside of a public workspace is publicly available to all Lula Build users. So your public projects can be viewed by other users, they can copy your projects into their own workspaces and so forth. So for any type of professional work that you do, you want to actually upgrade your workspace to a private workspace where only the users invited to that workspace will be able to access your project. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to open up my public workspace by simply clicking on the tile. And you'll note that my public workspace is currently empty, so there's no projects inside of it. To create a new project, you can simply click the button at the bottom that says plus project. You can select the parent folder, which we don't have at the moment. So I'll just go next. And here you can fill in a name for the project. So I'm just going to call it my first project. And you can specify the template that must be used, which we'll just leave as the standard project template. And you can pick your tender currency, which I'm going to leave as South African rands. And then you can click the create button, which will create the project and also launch the so-called project workbench. Right, so this is where you will be working with the project and pricing the project and so forth. And if you want to go back to your workspace, you can simply select the back to workspace button at the bottom left, or you can click on your Lula Build icon in the top left corner to take you back to your home screen. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to browse the public workspaces in Lula Build and how you can clone someone else's project and copy it into your own workspace. Okay, so in the left navigation bar, you can click the global workspaces. This will bring up a list of all of the publicly available workspaces in Lula Build. So this is all of the users that still have their own public workspaces. You'll note if you go into any of these workspaces that most of them are still empty because most users prefer to work in their private workspaces. But we do have some Lula Build workspaces with some default projects that you can access. So if you scroll down to Lula Build templates and you double click on that workspace, you will see that there's a folder which you can expand, and there's two projects inside there, a building template and a small building demo. If you double click on any of these projects, it's going to launch the project for you and you'll be able to view the project data, but you can't edit it because it's not in your own workspace. So if I want to move this project into my own workspace, I can click on the three dots next to the project, which is the so-called kebab menu. And I can select the option export project. And then you can pick the workspace where you want to export it to. So I want to export it to my public workspace and click the next button. Okay, so this takes a few seconds for it to duplicate the project and to copy it to your own workspace. Okay, there we go. So if I go back to my projects and I open up my public workspace, you'll note that I've now got that project inside there. Okay, so before I open that project, I'm just going to show you how to organize these two projects into folders. So I'm going to create a folder. Next, that creates a new folder. If I want to edit that folder, I can switch on edit folders. And I'm just going to give it a name. So let's call it demo projects. All right, and if I want to move these two projects into that folder, I can simply select them, select the kebab menu, move to folder, and move it into that folder. All right, so now my projects are neatly organized into a folder, and I now have one example project that I've copied from a public workspace. And if I open that project, it's going to launch the project, and seeing that you're now the owner of that project, you can edit the project, browse the project data, and so forth. Alright, so join us for the next video where we will be showing you how to navigate the user interface and how to work in the project workbench.